it was just incredible that we were able to get all these things together.
I also noted from the behind the scenes, the F3 had just opened up, and they had the funeral sequence where all the bikes are going up the F3, and they just invited everyone.
Well, what happened again? What happened is again, this was a lot to do with Sandy's being inspirational. We got the straight press and the bent motorcycle press, revs, two wheels, and what have you, to support us in getting the word out that we were going to do a funeral sequence on the
Gosford Freeway.
The Gosford. Well, it was then a tollway, but partly, but for the Gosford going up from the Barara toll gates up to over the Brooklyn Bridge and back again, and fundamentally, you know, we were at first thing in the morning at the Barara toll gates, hoping that somebody was going to turn up. Oh, not just had we put out the ads in the motorcycle press, we also had Bob Rogers had gone on radio, and John Laws had gone on radio because they were supporters. Again, Sandy had known John Laws from when he was at McCann Erickson, of course, who of course did all the Mortine ads, and of course John Laws was famous for that, and they were mates, John Laws and Sandy. Also Bob Rogers was another mate. So when we needed something, they would actually do an appeal. Now, one of the appeals they made, that both of them made, was along with the stuff we got in the motorcycle press about this big day, was. And we didn't have.
How many were you expecting to turn up?
We had no idea who was going to turn up. We were there, just the gravediggers, our gang of actors as bikers, and we're just hoping that, you know, somebody would turn up. Anyhow, they started to come, you know, and they started to come, and they started to come. But I really knew how effective we had been when I saw these dusty blokes, really dusty, and I looked at the patch on their backs and it said, Desert Rats, Normanton, Gulf of Carpentaria. That's one hell of a long way to come to be in a picture. People came from everywhere, but I'm just talking about the day, just because we weren't being worried about how many people we could get. And they called...
How many overall was it roughly?
Well, they called themselves, those who were there on the day, the 400. That's what they call themselves. These guys, I'm talking about, you know, nearly 40 years later. I mean, I can be standing in a gas station and somebody will see me and come up to have a chat, you know, after he's filled up his bike and say, oh, you know, another one of the 400's gone. Because, of course, they do die.
But they were one of the ones in
that team. They are. That's special. That's the point. You know, that's what they call themselves, the 400. But it was all to do with the inspiration of one man, Sandy Harvey. And this is the thing that people need to get, as far as I'm concerned. We all came together and we were inspired to do the very best we could by this person, and you know, and he and Sandy and I, you know, well, obviously we did all the together, and we did, you know, talk to the cop. That's the other thing. The cops, well, you've seen the picture. We were racing round bloody roads and having all kinds of shit, and
up and down
and remember the sequence in the graveyard. Hey, Undertaker, here come the pigs, man. I mean, and then we took the piss out of them. We took the piss out of them, and they still supported us. Again, because somehow or another, we were able to go to the police public relations and get them on the case, get them to understand what we were doing. Yes, we're going to take the piss out of you, but this is
the lead character is a cop.
The lead character is a cop, and this is really an important thing. We come to everybody. We came to the bikies with respect. We came to the cops with respect. Everybody got respect. We didn't fudge things. We didn't say that everybody's terrific, everybody's lovely. We were completely honest about the culture we were going to do. But again, it was all about Sandy's inspiration of everybody.
Okay, so